Conservative New Media viewers and NBA fans around the world, what's going on? It's me, PFV, Paul F. Villarreal, the NBA expert. And of course, we at CNM have been watching the NBA playoffs. Now, we haven't been able to bring you as much coverage of them as we have in years prior, just because John and myself are a little bit busy right now. But CNM will be back at full strength probably in a few short months. And of course, we'll be covering plenty of NBA when that time comes. I wanted to weigh in on something that I've been writing about on some of the message boards around the internet and talking with other people about. And it is this, as you can see in the title of this video. With Miami's beatdown of the Indiana Pacers in Indiana tonight in Game 3 of the 2013 Eastern Conference Finals, we are now getting closer to an event which I am describing as the Kobe Nightmare NBA Finals, also known as the Kobe Armageddon NBA Finals. Now, let me explain that. This is something that I've discussed with a number of different NBA fans and Lakers fans, and some of them were smart enough to figure out what was going on beforehand. One of the things that's taken place, and it took place before the Western Conference Finals began, was that there was suddenly a huge surge of support behind the Memphis Grizzlies. And so a whole bunch of people got on the Memphis Grizzlies bandwagon. And a lot of people didn't understand why that was. Well, let me tell you why that was. And it ties in with what I'm talking about in the Kobe Armageddon Finals. Those people, many of them Lakers fans and Kobe fans, got on the Memphis bandwagon because they realized that if the San Antonio Spurs made the NBA Finals, that there was a big hit possibly coming to Kobe Bryant's legacy. Why is that? Because Tim Duncan, who is doing a great job at 37 years old in these 2013 playoffs, has 4 championship rings, and he's got 3 finals MVPs. So if the San Antonio Spurs go to the NBA Finals, then Tim Duncan has a very realistic chance of winning his 5th ring. And if you get 5 rings and 3 finals MVPs, which he already has, so he could even get another finals MVP, that's going to put him past Kobe Bryant's legacy. Kobe has 5 rings himself, but he only has 2 finals MVPs, meaning he played Robin to Shaq's Batman in 3 of those championship runs. And when Kobe tried to become Batman before he was ready to become Batman in the 2004 finals against Detroit, he failed miserably. So if anybody tells you, including Kobe himself, that he could have had more finals MVPs, he's nuts. He wasn't ready to be that player at that point in time. The entire time that Kobe played with Shaq, Shaq was better than him. I've looked at all the numbers, gone over all of the statistics for every regular season they were together and every playoff run they were together. Shaq was better every single time, meaning Kobe got as many MVPs, finals MVPs, as he was going to get. So if Tim Duncan wins another ring, then Tim Duncan will almost certainly claim the status as the best player of his and Kobe's generation. And for very obvious reasons, Kobe fans don't want that to happen, right? That's why you saw the Memphis bandwagon fill up the way that it did. You saw it everywhere, but particularly from people and from writers who are Kobe and Lakers supporters. Now, the other reason why you saw the Memphis bandwagon fill up was because people believed that Memphis was capable of beating Miami. So in other words, Memphis became the last hope, so to speak, of Kobe and Lakers fans. They were going to beat the Spurs, and then they were going to beat the Heat. Why were they going to beat the Heat? Because Miami's deficiencies are in rebounding and size, and Memphis has both of those things, and Memphis plays a great defense. So it's like that's the way you have to play to beat Miami. If you try to outscore them or run with them, you're going to get beat. But if you can bang them around a little bit, muscle them in the paint, then you have a chance to beat them. The people that hopped on the Memphis bandwagon didn't believe that Indiana could beat Miami. Now, Indiana has shown they're a lot better than I think people thought that they were, but now Miami has home court advantage again in that series, and they look to have taken control. So that's why Memphis's bandwagon filled up so much as it did. And, of course, the other side of the Kobe Armageddon finals is LeBron James. Because if LeBron James wins another championship this year, then he's got 2 rings. He is almost certainly going to be the finals MVP if Miami wins. We know Dwayne Wade's knee is not right. You can't expect him to put up big numbers in the finals. So the only other logical choice would be Chris Bosh. I don't think there's any way on earth that Chris Bosh is going to get finals MVP over LeBron James just because he's not going to play well enough. And I don't even know if anybody would vote for him even if he did play to LeBron's level. So if LeBron James wins this ring, the 2013 title, he's got 2 rings, 2 finals MVPs, and he's got, 4 regular season MVPs compared with Kobe's 1. Now, how does that matter? It matters because when Kobe played the Batman role, when Kobe played the lead role for the Lakers, what did he accomplish? 2 rings, 2 finals MVPs. So now you're going to have LeBron, if he wins this year, achieve the same level that Kobe achieved when Kobe was Batman and not playing Robin to Shaq's Batman. That's a problem. That's a big problem for Kobe fans and for Lakers fans. And as I mentioned, you add to that LeBron has more MVPs in the regular season, and he took another team to the finals. Remember, he took Cleveland to the finals in 2007? So you have 2 players in Tim Duncan and LeBron James who are threatening Kobe Bryant's legacy. And believe me, Kobe fans know it. So San Antonio is going to the finals, barring, multiple players on their team getting injured, between now and the next couple of games. They're up 3-0 on the Grizzlies. No team has ever come back from being down 0-3. There's been 107 instances in the playoffs where a team was down 0-3, and none of the teams ever came back. And Memphis isn't going to be the first team because San Antonio is better than them. And they've done a great job. I mean, the Spurs are playing better than I thought they could play, and I knew they were good. So it's up to Miami. It's up to Miami now to complete the matchup for the Kobe Armageddon finals. And I wasn't sure they were going to be able to do it. I have a lot of faith in Miami. I know how good they are, but, Indiana played great in the first 2 games. I really played great physically and mentally. I was so impressed with how they played at the end of game 2. When that game was a 4-point Miami lead coming down the stretch and Chris Bosh had that open 3, I thought, the series is over. But it wasn't over. But Miami, like true champions, came back tonight and pounded the Pacers in Indiana. So certainly a statement game, although that series is not over. That series is not over, but you do need to favor Miami at this point. So that's why I'm making this video. It's time to state what looks likely now to happen. We appear to be on a collision course for the 2013 Kobe Legacy Armageddon Finals. And you're going to hear about it. Believe me, if it goes down like that, you're going to hear about it from people that don't like Kobe, and you're going to hear about it from people that do like Kobe, because believe me, the Kobe defenders aren't going to give up. They're not just going to lay down and accept that one of these guys is going to equal or surpass Kobe's legacy. That's not going to happen. So if this matchup takes place, if San Antonio and Miami end up playing each other in the finals, expect to hear a lot about Kobe Bryant in that period of time, starting around June 5th or June 6th or whatever, because the people that want to defend his legacy are going to be talking a lot. They're going to be writing a lot if this matchup goes down. As I said, I've been on Clutch Fans. I particularly have been on Real GM, and I've been writing about this. I've been talking about this. Some people don't get it. A lot of people do get it. They understand. They know that this is danger for Kobe's legacy if this happens. But if you don't understand it, you'll understand it soon. Because if this matchup happens, then Kobe Bryant's name is going to be getting talked about quite a bit in the next couple of weeks. So that's what's up. Look, hope everybody's doing great. Of course, we appreciate you guys' patience with us. John and I are both extremely busy right now. As you guys know that are Jeremy Lin fans, I've had all kinds of health issues. I'm dealing with that now, working at that, just getting some other things in order that I have to do right now. Sorry I didn't get to answer more of the comments in the last Lin video, but I think we all enjoyed that with the Knicks getting beat by the Pacers. Look, I'm excited. This is a great time to be an NBA fan. I'm rooting for Miami versus San Antonio finals because I like both teams. I'm not really rooting for any particular team, though. San Antonio's going to the finals. As I said, they're in. They're not going to lose now. So, if San Antonio plays Miami, then let the best team win. I would favor Miami in that matchup. The Heat were 2-0 against the Spurs this year, but a bunch of players didn't play in both of those games. I think in the first game, a number of Spurs players didn't play. Pardon me. And then in the second game, a number of Miami players didn't play. So it's never been a real equal matchup this year. So we don't really know what to expect. The thing I'll say about the Spurs is they can play any style you want. They can play fast. They can play slow. They can score and run and outscore you, and they can pound the paint. They're big. They're bigger than you think. People thought that Memphis was going to beat up the Spurs in this series. Well, that certainly didn't happen. And I will say this. If the Spurs end up playing the Pacers, then I definitely think the Spurs are going to win. I ran the numbers from their season series, and Indiana doesn't match up really well with San Antonio. Indiana's a great rebounding team. They were number one in the NBA this year. They did out-rebound the Spurs, so I'm not going to say they have no chance, but I would give them very little chance to beat the Spurs. I think the only team that can beat the Spurs is Miami, and I don't know if Miami can beat them because the Spurs are great, man. The way that they played against Memphis last night in that overtime was like, oh my gosh. It was like I was like a trained killer or something. They just they just crushed them. And Memphis is one heck of a team. So you have to be impressed with San Antonio. I think they have the best playoff record right now at I want to say 11-2. Miami is 10-2. So don't count out the Spurs if they end up playing Miami. Do not count them out. 2 years ago, I remember making a video in the second round of the playoffs, and I said, "There's only one team I see that could beat Miami, and that's Dallas." And so don't think Dallas can't beat them. They can, and we all know what happened in that series. So this is not a coronation for Miami. They still have to beat the Pacers. And if they beat the Pacers, they're going to have a very serious test against the San Antonio Spurs. So that's it for now. Wanted to let you guys know kind of what the the lowdown is, again, if this matchup happens, you're going to be hearing a lot about Kobe Bryant, and it's from all sides. And it should be really interesting, and I hope we get it. Like I said, Miami's got to take care of business. They did tonight. They need to do it 2 more times, and then we will have the 2013 Kobe Nightmare Finals. Your comments below, thumbs up, thumbs down. We'll give you information in the video description so you can come and join the CNM Facebook group. We have over 2,500 members and growing all the time. Once again, I am Paul F. Villarreal, the NBA expert. Thanks a lot for watching Conservative New Media. As we say often, we do strive to be the #1 Jeremy Lin YouTube fan channel, but we're all-purpose NBA fans. You guys know how much I love the NBA, and you guys love it too. We're all getting a good show right now, and we've got another couple weeks left, so stay tuned. It should be a fun conclusion.